since I was a child, I was going always at cinema to see movies with family, and then after that I did study ethnomusicology and cinema all together, and I was thinking, okay, I think I would love, I need some kind of motivation to meet people outside of from friends or any people, and maybe I need some matters. But, oh, sorry, my English is really terrible. It's like really.
It's really not a test of English. It's as you feel comfortable.
Yes. So no, it's like I was.
You can say it in French. I can understand.
No, yeah. I needed something to go outside and meet people, and I was thinking, okay, if I do some film, if I do documentary, I will have something to do with the people I'm going to meet, because I don't like to travel as a tourist. I never liked this, so it was maybe my way first to travel and to go to meet people. And after that I started to do experimental movie first, because it was easiest way to do cinema, because if you don't have money when you're a student, and so I just wanted to practice, and so I started with experimental stuff with Super 8 already. And I since this beginning I really did like the way to mix experimental and documentary and ethnology or ethnomusicology is a way to go abroad and to meet people. And I think it was like a normal way of life. It was the way I did choose to go and to, yes.
Ethnomusicology is the field you studied here?
Yes, I did study both cinema, history of cinema, and ethnomusicology. But first I did music.
You enjoy singing or playing an instrument?
No, I was studying piano, but since I stopped, and so I think my way of the music part of my life now is in the way I work with images and sound in my films. Like in Super 8, it's silent, so you need to focus on sound in a different way than in videos. And so it's like for me compose music, but thinking that image is an instrument as voices or maybe sounds and everything in the rhythm. It can be editing. It's this way of thinking cinema. Yes, it comes from music for me.
Do you think as music is an exact art, it's like mathematics? It's not a random. It helps you to be more structured. I don't know. It gives you a sense of measure.
Maybe in a way, yes. I don't know. It's maybe more in structure of films and I don't know. It's also because music is about emotions and how you can transform what you see, what you feel into emotions and rhythm and sounds. And for me to film with Super 8 is this kind of combination. I can feel that I can express what I feel in a precise way. I don't think with video I could do the same. I don't know. I never tried, because I always did films in Super 8. So it's experimental work, like where experience is the most important part.
And tell me, how did you come up with the idea of doing your documentary, Jamillia?
Jamillia, yes, it's I'm going to in Kyrgyzstan since 2006, so maybe more than 12 years. And Jamillia is the third film, and when I was shooting the second film, it was called Broadway. It was about self-censorship, because it's all about dictators there in Central Asia. And so I already had this character in mind, Jamillia, but it was not to do a film about women. It was just because Jamillia, I already had read the book and I liked the idea of freedom that she conveyed. And so I was searching actress to play this Jamillia walking, the woman is walking, and I started to spray the words, and a lot of women came to me, like young women, because Jamillia is young in the book, and also elder women, like 60 years old women, like coming to me saying, okay, could I play Jamillia? I heard you are doing a casting. I know I'm old, but I am Jamillia. I'm not the mother-in-law. So, and every woman I met in this way was talking to me about the character and the novel and every character in the novel, and so everybody, I did realize that everybody knew so well Jamillia that I could use this character and this novel to meet the people and to meet the women. And I really the first desire to do the films or films in general for me is to meet the people. So, and to speak with them and maybe to think with them, to share some conversation and some time. So I really thought at this time, it was 2009, that Jamillia would be really a perfect like door to speak with people there. And so since then, every time I went to Kyrgyzstan, I was meeting all the women I could and trying to speak about Jamillia to see if every woman really could speak about her, and so yes, so that was.
Were there any difficult scenes to shoot? Any difficult moments?
No, I think maybe the most difficult point was that I knew that I couldn't see twice one woman, so I had to think everything for only one interview, one meeting, and one moment, because otherwise a woman they would have to ask authorization to mother-in-law and husband, and so they would have to explain what they were doing. It would have been no. So it was first very difficult to. I was always stressed by the time, because it could stop in any moment. Like after 20 minutes, maybe somebody would call and say, okay, now you should go there, and so the woman would say me, okay, now it's finished, I don't have time anymore. So this was the most difficult part in the shooting. But little by little, because I met like 50 women, and before that, in 2 months to do the shooting time, and before, like in all my trips to prepare the film, I met maybe 200 women. So to see how it could be maybe the most interesting questions to go in most easy direction, I don't know. And so I had to be. No, what was I saying? No, yes, so little by little, it was easier for me to see. I was more relaxed, because first I was always thinking, oh, I don't have time, how I can do this, because I'm used to take time with the people. Maybe in other films I was going back, and maybe I was knowing the woman, maybe living with the woman for 1 month before really shooting with her. But it was not possible, so I knew that 20 minutes would be maybe the only time I would have with her, and I had so many questions, so this was difficult. But then, yes, I don't know.
Was there any pressure? I mean, there were some kind of confessions that maybe they did not want to share with everyone, that you had to cut off at the editing? No, because once they did agree to be recorded, they did agree to. I hope we're not flying or something.
No,
yes.
Is it okay? Okay. Yeah. Once they did agree, really, to let me in and to be recorded, they really did agree for me to use everything. Because they had this idea that I would go away, like far away, with their stories, and if they didn't, maybe two women didn't want me to use their full name, so there is not their full name in the film, only this. maybe half of the women, like 20 women, didn't want me to film them at the beginning and telling me, okay, you will record me and that's all. But after the conversation, after our meeting, almost every woman asked for to be filmed after the meeting. They really did want. So yes, no, it was okay. And because they were also saying to me a lot, but you know, we still have the right to speak. So yes, of course, you can use everything we are saying to you, something like this.
Do you think your movie has not the power, but at least an influence upon the mentality there? Being more open-minded.
Yes, in general, I don't know. I think for the women that I did meet, in a way, maybe they have changed in the way to think in a very little way. But for example, one woman, because I have organized screening for the women that are in the film. So there is 14 women in the film and 10 could come. And those women, one woman really wanted to speak with me, and she asked the interpreter to come and to translate and everything. And she was saying, okay, you know, when you came, you were asking me so many questions. And this woman doesn't like Jamillia, and she's against Jamillia, and she's the only one in the film. And so she was, but for me, she was a Jamillia in the way that she was so strong in life that for me she was a Jamillia. So she was remembered the way I was doing, like she felt pressure from me because I always told her like, okay, no, you look like a Jamillia. And after that, she told me, after I left, that she thought a lot about our conversation, and she did realize how she was strong. And so after I left, she was saying to every friend, oh, you know, I am so strong. And this is very little, but for me it's really big stuff, because it's that she really did realize how she was strong. And saying this to other people is already like a step, something like this. But I don't know.
So it had an impact.
Yes, a small impact, but it's already something good. Yes, so it's.
We're in World Romania Film Festival for human rights.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what is the importance for you being here with your movie at the Festival for Human Rights?
Oh, no, I'm really happy that the film can be shown in every time in every different part of the world, and here in Romania it's the first screening too, and so it was, yes, it's great. It was interesting. The screening was yesterday. It was really great to have the feedback from people here, and it's always different, and I like
various parts of the world.
Yes, in a lot of.
Can you tell me a bit of the audience there?
Yes, it's not everywhere a Jamillia touched. Yes, very special moments. But no, here it was really, I don't know, I liked. Every time there is a lot of almost only women in the screening, in almost all the parts of the world. Yesterday, many men were there, so it's great. I was surprised. Maybe it's one of, like, it's interesting always. I feel I was not doing the film only for women, but like this, and no, it's great. And every time I have a screening, I tell to Charnoza, my interpreter, okay, there is a screening in this place, and then she spreads the word to the women, and they like to know like where Jamillia will be showed, and so no, and then it's a festival of human rights, and I think it's interesting also for this. Maybe yes, it's all about this.
Do you feel like that doing documentaries can, I don't know, have an impact upon society, upon mentalities? I mean, you chose to do documentaries.
and
fiction in order to tell stories. Right?
yes, it's still telling stories with documentary, and it's very important for me to tell the stories in this way, documentary, because it's reality, and you go really to share like what you feel and what you see with also people, and I hope documentaries can change the way that people think. I think I am doing also films maybe to try to go in this direction. Maybe if the spectators the public go out of the screening with a different way of thinking about the subject or the women or the thematic, it's something good, and maybe documentary can help with this.